Hello summoners and welcome to MainDeck Masters. Today we have the culmination of the best of 3 series with James on the left playing Blessed Luster and Dave on the right playing Loki Tokens. If you have not seen Game 1 and Game 2, they will both be linked in the description as well as pinned in the comments. Definitely go check those out before you watch this because this ends up being a wild series. Now that we're all caught up, let's see who ends up taking the crown in this match. James is going to start us off playing a Tin Soldiers and then dropping a Blessed Cathedral. A very quick start for him. He got that Tin Soldiers out, that Blessed Cathedral out once again, and he's going to be ramping and drawing very soon. On David's turn, he just plays the Fortress Metropolis Newman City, ready to drop some of those big Machine Beast spirits. Hopefully he has them in his hand. He passes back on over to James. James is going to put a card in the burst zone. David did as well on his turn. And let's see what James decides to play. We see an Anne, we see a Wonderland Alice, and he is dropping 3 cores. It looks like he may be playing the Arcana Princess Anne, and he's just going to swing with it. Throwing the card at David. He's like, take this damage from this Anne. David's going to take it going to 4, and James is going to pass on over. Dave just drops the elephant. We knew it was coming. He just plops that elephant onto the field. He is ready. He's ready for this fight. Newman City into turn 2 elephant. David is gearing up for a battle. He passes back on over to James. Let's see what James has. He has an Exhaust Nexus, a Wonderland Alice, and it looks like another Arcana Princess Anne, and he draws a second Exhaust Nexus. And he's just going to pass back to Dave. Did not put any cores on his Blessed Cathedral. That is a bit interesting, but he's probably looking to use them with the Exhaust Nexus, so having them on the Blessed Cathedral probably won't matter too much. David is going to drop the Gunsmith Mime, and when he drops it, since he has the same number or fewer spirits as his opponent, he's going to create that Mecha Token. That Mecha Token is a 3k. He's going to put 4 cores on his Newman Guard and not swinging with it. Interesting, he could have swung with it, but pass it on over to James, and James plays the Sweets Elemental Ginger Bloom. He puts his Blessed Cathedral up to level 2, passes back to Dave. A very slow game starting out. They're just both setting up their boards and getting ready for the fight. Let's see what Dave has coming back at James. We know James has 2 Exhaust Nexus. He is ready to use them. And David plays the Thunder God Mech Donar, pulling the cores off of the elephant. He's going to swing, suck the cores from that Mecha Spirit, draw 2 cards. Let's see what James decides to do. Is he going to block or let it come through? It looks like James is just going to let him take the damage. He's going to flip the Dream Bomb, bouncing the Newman City and bouncing the Newman Guard. A very good play by James, telling David, all that setup you did, well, I just got rid of it. And David is going to pass back on over to James. Great play with that Dream Bomb. Let's see what James does if he's going to capitalize on this. He's going to pay 1 core. Looks like he's playing out a Pintan Best Boy. That's going to reduce the cost of his first magic spell that he plays each turn by 1. And is he going to swing with... is he going to core up that Anne? There we go. He's put the cores in his hand, and he is going to core up that Anne. It looks like he may be trying to proc Luster, or he just wants to make his spirits just a little bit stronger. No, he's just going to pass back on over to David. All right, he is just setting up. He's getting that board ready, and he's ready to rumble soon. Hopefully soon. Let's see. Both players don't want to make any mistakes. This is game 3. David is going to play an Ant-Man General, making himself an Insect Token rested or exhausted, so he can swing with that Donar again and draw 2 more cards. David is going to be getting a big hand pretty soon. And he's going to play the Ice Elemental Snowbit just for reduction, and it is something on the board that can block for him. And David swings with the Ant-Man General first. Okay. James does not have a burst card, so he can't just take it and flip the burst. He's got to start guarding. And James is going to guard with that Pintan. And that Pintan will destroy the Ant-Man General. And David swings with the Donar, getting rid of that insect token and drawing 2 cards, putting the core from the insect token onto the Donar. James is going to take it, going to 3. Let's see if David continues this aggression or if he stops here. If he keeps going, he does have a burst card. So if he keeps going, and it's an ice shield, he can, take the damage and in the turn, but he decides to just pass it back to James. He's not in a big rush. He doesn't want to make any mistakes. Like I said, game 3, there's a lot on the line here. Well, there's really nothing on the line, but, their egos are definitely on the line. James is going to put that Blessed Cathedral up to level 2, swing with that Tin Soldier, and David is going to proc the Absolute Ice Shield after taking the damage. The Tin Soldier will destroy itself. He will ramp 1 and draw 1. And the turn will end and pass back on over to David. We do see Great Alvar Plains and Axe Spider in his hand. I couldn't really see much more than that, but we do know he has that Axe Spider and that Great Alvar Plains, and he loves that Great Alvar Plains. He's going to place the Newman City back down. And a card in the burst zone. This may be the Ice Shield. It could be a Star Blessed draw or possibly a Dream Bomb. I'm not sure if David is running Dream Bombs in his build. Oh, he is running Dream Bombs in his build. Of course, we just saw it in the last match. He's just passing back on over to James. Both players playing quite slow, but James is just going to simply swing with that, and Luster will be proccing. He's going to pay 2. It looks like he's going to Exhaust Nexus. And he does. He plays that Exhaust Nexus out. It will destroy the Gunsmith Mine, and it will destroy the Snowbit. David will draw a card off of that Snowbit. And he will flip the Ant Strike back. Okay, that was his burst, the Ant Strike back. He's going to create 2 exhausted insect tokens. And we do know that James has another Exhaust Nexus in his hand, but David does not know that. And it looks like James is considering playing Guess. He was considering playing that other Exhaust Nexus, and he is going to do that. Play that other Exhaust Nexus, and I do believe that destroys all of David's spirits. Yes, it destroys all of David's spirits. His board gets completely cleared off of that double Exhaust Nexus. And the worst part about it for David is James is going to get both of... No, he's not going to get both of those Exhaust Nexuses back. David is going to Dream Bomb that Ann. Very good play by David. But James is like, okay, you Dream Bomb my Ann, I'm going to swing in with my Penguin. Taking David down to what looks like 3 life. So they're 3-3. James is a bit further ahead on spirits than David, but this is nowhere near an ended game. David does have quite the thick hand, and we do see the Worker Ant-Man in his hand. It looks like he's counting cores, seeing if he can play it out. And he's paying 5 cores for a Trickster Machine God Loki. Or is that 4 cores? It does look like it might be 5. Oh, he's going to play out the Great Alvar Plains. Never mind, let's not even worry about that. He's going to play the Great Alvar Plains, resting, exhausting that Sweet Ginger Bloom, and this Loki at level 3, it's going to attack when either player takes damage. David can bounce a Nexus or a Mecha Beast back to his hand to refresh that Loki. And James, he's going to say, I'm going to Gleam of Hope, and he draws the Ice Shield off of the Gleam of Hope. And wow, that saved him. He dropped that Ice Shield so fast off of that Gleam of Hope. He's like, you are not killing me this turn. What a lucky draw by James, but those lucky draws can make these excellent games. They really can. Let's see what James decides to play out. He's going to pay 3, and he's going to play out an Arcana Joker. Is he going to play another one? It looks like he might be playing another one. Yes, he's playing 2 Arcana Joker. They are both unblockable this turn. He does have that Wonderland Alice still in his hand. I think there's 2. And it looks like he is going to play out that one of those Wonderland Alices. Yes, he does. So James has quite the board here against David. He's got the Alice, he's got the double Arcana Joker. David will go down to 1 life if he does not have another Dream Bomb to bounce one of these Arcana Jokers. So let's see what James decides to do. He does go in with one of those Arcana Jokers. David just takes it, going down to 2. The other one swings, and Dave goes down to 1. When Alice swings, it's going to reduce that Loki by 5k. That Loki is only a 3k now. But that Alice is a 6k. So let's see what David decides to do here. Can he get himself out of this? He's thinking he's going to guard with the Loki. And he's paying... What's he paying for? Is it a Suppression? A Dream Blizzard? He's going to play the Suppression. The Suppression is going to allow him to trade with that Alice. And when the Loki gets destroyed, it is going to turn into a Mecha Beast token. So, that Pintan cannot swing over the Mech Beast token, and that Sweets Ginger Bloom cannot swing at level 1. So David was able to survive this turn. What a ridiculous turn. Let's see what David has going against James, if he can come back from this. He is going to drop another Newman Guard, or the first Newman Guard. He's going to re-drop the Newman Guard. And let's see what he decides to do here after dropping the Newman Guard. He is going to play out another Loki. All right. Got that other Loki down. He's got the Newman Guard down. And is he going to... He's going to keep the Newman Guard at level 1. Is he going to pass? He can't really... James has... All right. David is going to attack. Let's see what James does. Does he block with the Ginger Bloom, or does he take the damage? No, never mind. David's taking the attack back. He's going to attack with Loki instead. That's a bit smarter, because if he attacks with the Loki, then when he attacks later, he can bounce spirits to refresh that Loki. So now he's going to attack with the Newman Guard. James is in a bind here. It looks like he doesn't have any magic cards in his hand. Nothing to really save him. And are we going to see Loki close the game out once again? Let's see what James decides to do. He's thinking he can block one attack, but Dave, he can swing 4 more times with that Loki. 3 more times. 3 more times with that Loki. He did show his hand there a little bit. He's like, look what I got. I can definitely kill you here, and it looks like it may be over for James. He's contemplating. He is contemplating. He's like, it looks like he's like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. Yep, he shows his hand, 2 ands, and David gets it. David gets it. That Loki absolutely wild. This card is... He seals games. Loki seals out games. If you do not have a way to get rid of the Loki or an Ice Shield, the Loki just ends the game. Because if you can't keep blocking, that Loki will keep refreshing. Wow, what a culmination of this Best of 3 series. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps out a bunch. Leave a comment down below telling us what you thought of this Best of 3 match. And if you thought Loki was good on reveal, David, he looked at him and he was like, I am going to build this and I am going to make Loki work. And he's been terrorizing us here in playtesting with his Loki deck. It's been wild. A huge shout out to Kingslayer Cards for sponsoring our channel. Make sure to go to the link in the description to go to their website. And when you're purchasing singles, you can use code MDM2023 at checkout for 5% off. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.